Hey friends, it's Jennifer Tardy with Eating for Healing, Nutrition, and Wellness. And today I want to share something raw, real, and close to my heart. Let's talk about the scale and why it is such a small sliver part of the whole story. For so many women, including myself, the number on that scale has felt like a judgment, a measure of success or failure. But especially for those of us with lipedema, the scale doesn't even come close to showing what's really going on. I want to take you back for a minute. I was 10 years old when I first remember getting made fun of for my body. My arms and legs were bigger than other girls. I didn't understand why. Yeah, I ate some junk food like a typical kid, but I wasn't overeating. I wasn't binging. And by the time I hit my teenage years, I was already constantly on a diet, always trying to fix something that I didn't break. The teasing on the playground wasn't harmless, it was painful. And I didn't brush it off. I became shy, withdrawn, and uncomfortable in my own skin. I started hiding, avoiding mirrors, trying to shrink myself in every way except physically, because no matter what I did, my body just wouldn't change. So fast forward years later, and finally I received that diagnosis that explained it all: lipedema. Lipedema is a connective tissue disorder, not caused by poor eating or lack of exercise. In fact, it has autoimmune components, and it's often mistaken for obesity. But the fat that accumulates with lipedema is very, very different. In fact, it becomes fibrotic. It's surrounded by excess collagen. Imagine your fat cells wrapped in tiny walls, making them resistant to burning, even with a perfect diet and exercise routine. That's what we're dealing with. And for me, it's been my lower body and my upper arms since childhood. And it's taken a lifetime to understand what I've been up against. Now, here's the twist. I've been following an anti-inflammatory diet for years. I've done the work. But because I had my gallbladder removed, I followed a lower fat diet for a long time. I thought I was doing the right thing, eating clean, watching portions, staying active, but nothing really changed. And then I made a shift. I started increasing healthy fats, avocado, nuts and seeds, olive oil, rather than avoiding those. And I stopped restricting calories. In fact, I've increased my calories so I could focus on micronutrients, the deep nutrition that helps reduce inflammation and support your hormones. And I also changed how I move, focusing on lymphatic flow, strength, sustaining activity instead of draining, punishing workouts that left me sore for days. And something amazing's happened. In the past couple of months, I've only lost 7 pounds, but my body fat has dropped 5%. Now, that's a massive change the scale will never show. It's proof that your weight doesn't define your progress, and it doesn't define your worth. And here's something I want every woman with lipedema or struggling with stubborn weight to hear. There is no one-size-fits-all diet. Some thrive on a Mediterranean diet, rich in plants and healthy fats. Others do well with 100% plant-based eating with no oil, high fiber, nutrient dense. Some need keto or even carnivore, and some for their blood sugar balance or even inflammation control. There is no universal plan. There is only your plan, what works for your genetics, your history, your hormones, and your digestion. And that's why customized nutrition matters. And that's what works. That's why what worked for your friend or even your past self might not work for you now. If you're doing all the right things and you still feel stuck, I see you. You're not lazy. You're not making excuses. You're likely dealing with a condition that requires a different lens. And I get it. I struggle with patience too, all the time. And as the famous Queen song goes, I want it all and I want it now. But real healing takes time. and it takes consistency and it takes support. And that's where I come in. As a certified holistic nutritionist and integrative health coach, I look at your whole picture, not just calories in and calories out. I build plans that fit your body and I meet you where you're at because you deserve to feel empowered, confident, and healthy no matter what the scale says. So let's make America healthy again, starting with people who've been overlooked and misunderstood for far too long. You're not alone and your story isn't over.